Hey there, lovely souls, and welcome back to Neo Self Care, the podcast where we're on a mission to empower and uplift you. I'm your host, Vashti Ma'a, and I'm thrilled to be your companion on this journey to a happier, healthier, and more fulfilled you. Each week, we dive into the world of self care, personal growth, and all things positive and empowering. From practical tips to heartwarming stories, we're here to inspire you to live your best life. So whenever you're tuning in during your morning commute, your daily workout, or your cozy evening wind down, get ready to unlock your full potential, nurture your soul, and join our amazing community of self-care enthusiasts. You're not alone on this journey. We're in this together. So grab your favorite drink, find a comfy spot, and let's embark on another exciting episode of Neo Self Care. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another episode of Neo Self Care. My name is Vashti Ma'a, and I am your guide on this journey toward a more balanced and mindful existence in our tech-savvy world. So are you ready to dive into the art of mindful tech usage? If so, let's go. This episode is going to be broken down into 4 different segments, okay? Each one very important, but I feel like that they kind of branch off into their own lake or river, if you will. If you think about like a big water source, then it all drifts down to the bay, to the stream, to a river, a lake, whatever. That's what we're doing today, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and start with segment number 1, which is the smartphone addiction dilemma. And let's be real, you guys, smartphone addiction is real, no matter how you look at it. So smartphone addiction, it's more common than you think, and it's time to address it head on. So do you find yourself reaching for your phone the moment you wake up, or maybe even right before you go to bed? Be real, take that moment. You ain't even gotta think about it. Well, you're not alone when it comes to this. And today we're gonna discuss some strategies to kind of break free from this cycle, okay? So ultimately, I believe it's all about creating healthy boundaries with your device and regaining control over your precious time. So if you do find that you are one of those souls who grab your phone first thing in the morning, I know last week on our episode we talked a little bit about being more mindful being more mindful in the morning time and not connecting with your phone. So there were some really good tips on that episode. So if you didn't check episode 8, go back and listen to it. But you want to make sure that you are in control of your phone and your phone's not in control of you. Okay? So if you find yourself grabbing it first thing in the morning, checking IG, checking TikTok, checking Facebook, checking emails, text messages, whatever, you are in an addiction. Now it's like your normal. It's like your routine. It's the norm for you, and we got to break you out of that. So I know how tempting it's gonna be to like wake up and check your mobile newspaper, but instead you could try plugging your phone up on the opposite side that you sleep in. That way you're not technically rolling over and just grabbing it. You have to get up and walk around to grab your phone, which kind of gives you like a 15-second delay, which is better than 0. Do you know what I mean? So that's for the people where it's just so hard to let go. We start small and we build our way up. But I think if you can challenge yourself to, instead of grabbing your phone first thing, maybe walk in the kitchen, grab a glass of water. If you are a journaler, and even if you're not, maybe you can start. Wake up in the morning and spend some time with yourself first, okay? Give into yourself before you give to the world. Why? Because on our first episode, which was all about self-care, we talked about how you can't really be the best version of yourself for other people if you're not taking that time to make sure that you're the best version of yourself in general. Do you know what I mean? So taking that time out in the morning, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it may be, being intentional with your time and saying, you know what, I'm gonna put the world on pause. I'm gonna put the world on hold, and I'm gonna check in with my inner world. I'm gonna check in with, how am I feeling this morning when I wake up? How am I really feeling? Do I even ask myself that? Am I even happy that I woke up today? So it kind of gives you the opportunity to check in with mindfulness, or check in with just your spiritual self, which actually kind of brings us to segment number 2 of this, because it is the art of digital mindfulness. Okay, so we're gonna really explore and talk about how being present in the digital age can lead to a more connected and fulfilled life. You're going to discover practical techniques for staying grounded in a moment, even when you find your screen is vying for your attention. All right? So, meditation. Maybe not meditation, maybe just making coffee, maybe making tea, but spending that time away if need be is not only going to make you feel a little bit more empowered for the day, but at the same time, it's going to make you feel like you took charge. You stepped out of your comfort zone. You stepped out of your routine, and you were able to do something different. Plus, when you separate yourself from your device, you get to understand who you are. You get to understand why you even check the things in the first place, what you're searching for. You start to find within yourself, and you become a little bit more self-aware. Okay, so mindful or digital mindfulness, it's not about leaving the phone to the side and never picking it up, because let's just be real, that's not really realistic. You need your phone to live, to work, to communicate, right? So we know that you can't just ignore it and put it to the side. However, you can temporarily just let it go and focus on who you are, because without your body you would not even be able to pick up your phone. So maybe just spend the time and be like, you know what, thank you hands, thank you fingers, thank you grasp, you know what I mean? Just focus on something else. And if you can, on another episode, I'm really going to get into setting routines, and the importance of having a morning routine, the importance of having a nighttime routine. But without going too deep into it, that's why it's important to know, what is your routine in the morning? Do you get up, use the restroom, brush your teeth, wash your face, and do all of that before you grab your phone? Or do you get up and kind of journal and reflect and think about, what you want to accomplish today, and then go grab your phone? Or are you like a super ninja and just don't even grab your phone until you're just about to walk out of the house? That's next level, but it can be done. You know what I mean? So it really is about kind of setting the expectation, setting the boundary for yourself, and then having the discipline or the willpower to actually execute that. Because it doesn't matter if you say, oh yeah, I'm gonna, I'll look at my phone another day. Or I'll look at my phone 10 minutes from now, and good and dang well you ain't about to do that. You gotta be real with yourself and see what's doable for you. Even if that means pausing for 30 seconds and then grabbing your phone. A little bit of something is better than a lot of bit of nothing, okay? You heard that first. But I know sometimes the word addiction can be a little ugh, I'm not addicted to my phone. But like I said, it's for those people who actually do find themselves doing that. Or when you have a whole bunch of time on your hand, are you spending it swiping, liking, double tapping the screen, interacting? Are you interacting more with your phone than you are with other people? Are you interacting more with your phone than you are yourself? And if so, if you can really take a hard look in the mirror and ask yourself these questions, then I feel you can start to heal from that, okay? And sometimes I'll just be real with you, it's not the easiest thing to do. Like, I used to be like that all the time. I ain't even gonna lie about it. Like, I used to wake up in the morning and just be like, let me see what Facebook's doing. This was back when, like, I was bigger, like, on Facebook than anything else. And then got to the point where I would, like, check IG. Do I have new messages? Does anybody say anything? I got something like on my page. Like, what it, you know what I mean? Like, it's normal. It's became, or it's become the norm, but that doesn't mean that you have to make it your norm. And it was just like, I was like, damn, why am I always like grabbing my phone first thing in the morning? Like, I actually really got to check in with me. So it was really when I started like my whole spiritual journey. This was back in like 2015. But it really when I started like my whole spiritual journey, that I really had to separate myself away to identify who I was outside of the masses. And I think ultimately that's a little bit what it's about. Okay, so that actually brings me to part 3 or segment 3 for this, which is finding your digital life balance. So going over some insights on how to strike that perfect equilibrium between your online and offline worlds. So whether you're managing your work email, social media, or simply just screen time with people that you love and care about, I think that these tips are really going to help you navigate it all with grace, okay? So first and foremost, sometimes being on your little device there can cause you to massively, and I do mean massively, procrastinate, okay? Even if you are not the procrastination type, it just happens to be that way. You will find yourself spending hours doing a whole lot of nothing rather than using that to do a whole lot of something, right? So finding that active digital life balance requires you to be disciplined. And maybe you say, you know what, I'm gonna take a total of 2 hours out of my day to scroll. And you break those 2 hours up, right? Because there's 60 minutes in every hour. So you take those 120 minutes and break it up throughout the day. 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 30 minutes there, you know what I mean? Until you reach your status quo. And if I'm not mistaken, I think like, I don't know how Androids are, but I know like on an iPhone, you can actually set screen time, like a screen time management and be like, okay, after 2 hours of doing this or after 6 hours of doing this, no more of it. And it will stop you. I mean, obviously you can put your password in and bypass it, but the goal here is for you to be disciplined and not do it, so I'm not really sure if Androids or Windows or any of those other operating systems do that, but I do know that iPhones do it for a fact. So and if you don't have an iPhone, set a timer each time you do something. And it's really a good idea too, like until you get to the point where you can detach away, set a timer and see how much time you actually spend doing these things. Like legit, when you're about to open Instagram, when you're about to open TikTok, and when you're about to get into that scrolling spree, set a timer. And then when you're done, look at the timer and see how much time you actually spent on it. Because sometimes it could be really quick. So like, oh, okay, so I could do like 10 minutes every 2 hours. Or I could do like 30 minutes every 4 hours. You know what I mean? Whatever works for you. But if you can actually see like something tangible along to go with it, like how much time you spend. Like if an hour goes by and you're like, dang, I didn't even realize it was an hour. You know what I mean? It makes you a bit more aware because it's actually something that you can see. It's actually something that you can work towards completing. So setting that balance. Also, having a digital life balance requires you to have external hobbies, okay? Which means that it's not just about going to work, coming home, get on the phone. It's not about going to work, coming home, get on the phone, getting on the TV. But find like a way to go to the gym, right? Without your phone in your hand. Because some people work out and they'll be watching stuff or scrolling on TikTok or scrolling on Instagram or whatever. But if you can keep yourself busy outside of the screen, then you're leaving that to the side. You're finding that balance. So whether it's taking certain classes, trying new things, just looking at what's around you, so having like this sense of awareness for the external side of you, for the external environment, it can really take your mind off of your device for the moment. Now, it may not be a forever thing, but it's definitely for the moment, and which is important. And it's an easy way for you to be like, okay, so I'm balancing out actually living and balancing out living on my phone. And it creates like almost like the best of both worlds in a sense, but it starts with you doing something. If you're like, well, I don't do anything, well, like buy some word search puzzles if you want to. Some people play games on their phone. Instead of playing games on your phone, get some real games that you can play by yourself. Now, I know it's not like Candy Crush, it's not like Monopoly, and I get it, it's a little different, I get it. But I'm telling you, if you go to like Five and Below, Walmart, not Marshalls, what's it called? Michael's. There's so many things around you that you can start to invest in doing. Again, we talked about this last episode, get into that creative side of you, but you will find that sometimes the time that you're investing into your mobile phone can teach you a whole nother skill outside of it. Like, let's say if you spent an average of 6 to 7 hours on your cell phone on social media, can you imagine if you invested 6 to 7 hours learning an instrument, playing an instrument, painting, drawing? I mean, that's a lot of time being invested, cooking, researching something. Like, you're getting a whole lot of gain for that investment. You know what I mean? You don't want to invest your time and receive nothing. You have no type of return. But if you invest your time doing something that actually makes you feel good, or actually can teach you something, or get you to another level some way, somehow, some shape, some form, go for it. Do you know what I mean? Why not? Why not go for it? And so I do feel that that's a really good way to kind of find the balance, to balance it out. And sometimes this could just mean having interpersonal conversations with people. I mean, long gone are the days that we talk to people in front of our face. Now we just send a text, or we're on FaceTime, or we're calling, and it's like, hey, use your phone for good. Meet up somewhere, put the phone down, and have a freaking connection. You know what I mean? I see so many people out at like restaurants and stuff sometimes, and they're right there. They're right there in the face of people, in the face of friends, in the face of families, and everybody is on their screen, and it's like you're missing life. You're missing these moments. You're missing these connections. And so challenge yourself to, like commit to, I'm gonna, instead of talking on the phone all the time, my friend, I'm gonna meet up and try to see, maybe we can go on a walk. Maybe we can go on a walk and talk. Maybe we meet up at the park. That way we're both active and we're both being present, intentionally present. And that's what matters. We can't miss out on that human connection. As a human being, we crave that connection with other people. And this is a way to satisfy it without, getting depressed, or getting anxious, or feeling worthless, or feeling agitated because of something that we see online. Okay. So this leads us to our fourth part of this, which is digital detoxing. Okay. Digital detoxing. So I'm going to give you kind of like a step-by-step plan to help you reclaim your time and energy from the digital realm. I feel like that it's all about ultimately finding what works best for you and crafting a digital lifestyle that aligns with your values and your well-being. And some people don't even know what their value and well-being is. And so guess what? You can utilize this time to ask yourself, what do I actually value? What are my values? What do I find most important out here in this vast world? Like really connect with yourself for a moment and figure yourself out, is what I feel that you could do. And so when it comes to detoxing, I think the first thing is really like when you do any other major change, understanding your why. Why do you want to detox? Is it because you have gotten so lost in comparing yourself to other people and their situations that you realize it doesn't make you feel good? Or is it that you realize how much time you actually end up spending on like social media or just your phone in general? Or is it something completely different? Understanding your why is going to be, and not just any why, not just, oh, because I need a break. No, like, you got to get down and dirty with it to the point that when you feel like you want to pick up your phone and re-download Instagram or re-download TikTok, you got to take a look at your why and be like, dang. That's a strong reason right there. It gotta be strong enough to keep you from doing what it is that you want to do. It has to be that good of a reason. So step one is really identifying your why. Why do you want this break? What is it gonna do to you? What is it gonna do for you? How do you want to be once you're done? What is the expectation? You see, when you look at things from all different sides of it like that, and not just a why, but getting the full picture, then you're able to really like hold on and stay according to plan, because you've taken the time to look at things from every single aspect, not just one. So, get real, understand your why, understand your reason, understand what you expect from this, understand, what your hopeful outcome is, and track that. So whenever you do come back, compare, did you meet those expectations and goals, or did you surpass them, So first one, make that why, understand your why. Step two, delete, or uninstall. Do whatever you need to do. Again, I don't really know how Android works and things like that, but I do know on iPhone, like when you delete certain apps, it doesn't erase your data. Or you can just like offload the apps. Maybe you don't delete them, but you offload them. So you just briefly take them off your phone so you don't see them, right? And you find a way to do something to plug into that time. Okay, because some people literally be like, I'm taking a social media detox, I'm taking a digital detox, but you're not doing anything else with your time. And so you're gonna naturally want to go back and do the same things you was doing before. You're gonna naturally need to fill that space, that gap in time, with swiping or with double tapping or with, doing whatever you do on your phone. So you have to go find another outlet. What is the other outlet? What are we going to do? Is it working out? Is it every time I feel the need to do something, I'm going to work out? Or is it writing? Every time I feel the need to do this, I'm going to write about it. I'm going to write about something, and maybe write a story. You know what I mean? But regardless of what it is, even if it's just, taking a walk outside or just being more present with your time, reading a book, because that's really beneficial. But if you find a way to substitute these outlets, you have a greater chance of staying on track with your goals when you find a way to substitute. But when you don't have a way to substitute it, it's like, what really changes? Because now you're going to actually want to get back on there because you have absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing, to do. So get a new book, buy some drawing, some drawing paper, paint or something. Listen to the whole creative episode if you can't think of ideas. But use that time doing something else, okay? Use that time doing something else, okay? I'm gonna say it one more time. Use that time doing something completely different, something else. Like, raise your expectations, raise your vibrations, get into yoga or something. Like, do something, y'all, do something. So as we come to the end to just this part of the podcast, I just really want to talk about like the whole digital thing, because like that's where the world's going, but you can't forget about yourself, you know what I mean? So as we come to the end of this very enlightening episode, I want to leave you with one thought. Technology is a tool, not a master. I'm going to say that again. Technology is a tool, not a master. So by practicing mindful tech usage and setting healthy boundaries, you can create a more intentional and a more connected life in this digital world. Okay? So, like always, it's that wonderful time in the episode where we pull the oracle card, because why not? Like, why not? Now, I don't know if there's gonna be a card out here that talks about like digital and technology. It just don't work that way, but we'll see. Oh no, I'm doing the wrong one. I put the wrong card deck down, y'all. I was gonna do, where is it at? Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Where is it at? Oh my god. Oh, I found it. Oh, I have so many cards. It's ridiculous. I'm just kidding. I didn't find it. Oh my gosh. Where'd our card deck go, you guys? Oh, here it is. I said that like 3 times. Okay. I was not prepared. That's okay. Okay, so we're going to, maybe I will pull from this other deck too, because I did feel called to grab it, so we'll see what it says. But we have our Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck here. Before we do the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, let's see what this first Oracle deck had for us. Alright, so the message from this card deck is trust and freedom. So I think that definitely comes into play with what we were just talking about, because you want to trust the process. You want to trust that taking these breaks is going to allow you freedom, literally, right? That's what we were just talking about, freedom from control, because technology is a tool and it's not a master. We are the master using the tools, okay? Like, don't forget that. We are the masters using the tools. So, our self-care oracle card for the week. Let me see. What is our card for the week, y'all? Ooh, this one's a little different. Okay. Our self-care oracle card of the week says, connect to your womb. And the mantra is, I bring my dreams to life. I love that. So it says, meditate on drawing forth the creative energy of your womb, your mother's womb, or the cosmic womb. This will help you gather insight about the creations that the universe is calling forward from within you. By opening up this intuitive dialogue with your womb, you will also better understand what needs releasing. Ooh, I'm telling you, it finds a way to hit every time. So rest one or both hands on your lower belly and send loving energy to this space. Ask your womb, physical or energetically, the following questions. What creation wants to come forward through me? What energies are stored here? What womb traumas within me or from my lineage need healing? If fertility or birthing is in your energetic field, take this time to tune in deeper to your womb as the vessel through which new life can enter this realm. Ask your womb how you can support it in healing or in carrying a new life, and listen carefully to the answers that reveal themselves. So that's typically for people who are like pregnant, okay? So your journaling prompt for the week, y'all ready? What feelings, thoughts, and beliefs do you associate with your womb and why? What feelings, thoughts, and beliefs do you associate with your womb and why? I like that. Do it again. No, I like that. I really do, because I think I have found that since we started using this particular deck, the oracle cards make sense with what we've been talking about. Do you know what I mean? And this is about, like, what do you need to release? What do you need to step away from? Connect with your inner self on a higher level, on a spiritual level, on a physical level, on a mental level. Connect with yourself. And if you're too busy being connected to something artificial, something that was meant to be a tool, you're taking the time away from who you truly are. You're taking the time away from your essence. And I feel like that spiritually, you don't need that. Right? We don't need that. We don't need that, you know? So really take the time to connect with yourself, reground yourself, rebirth yourself, if you will, and recharge yourself, okay? don't forget, recharge yourself. All right. So thank you for joining me on this journey towards a balanced and mindful existence. Until next time, take a deep breath, put down that phone, and savor the beauty of the present moment, okay? Because the present moment is the only moment, and the only moment is the present moment, okay? I like how that was said. It had a nice little ring to it. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Remember to catch up on episode 8 if you haven't done so already. That way you have these creative ideas that are ready to be expressed. I love you so much. See you guys next time. Remember, if you have a certain topic you want to talk about, always send an email. We'll get to it next time. Have an incredible rest of your week.